Welcome to the house that Hammer built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. I am your host and your resident tribal chief, Hammer.
Acknowledge me.
Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday wherever you guys are at. Before we go any further, y'all know the routine. Those new in here, let me teach you real quick. Smash some thumbs, hammer that sub, crush the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. We are waiting for our weekly Wednesday live press conference. Gardner Minshew, Davante Adams, they will be live, and we will bring it to you in its entirety. We will talk about Antonio Pierce's press conference from earlier this afternoon. There is a lot to talk about. We know what we heard on Sunday. He didn't do his presser on Monday, as we only heard from Christian Wilkins. There's a lot to be said in that presser. And at some point during this live, we will also bring to you guys the most up-to-date injury report once it's released via any of the reporters that cover the Raiders. We will bring it to you during this live. We are on multiple platforms today. We're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on Twitch. We are on YouTube, of course, and we are on IG. If you want to be part of the conversation, come on over to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today. You could even search Hammer's House, and it'll pop up for you immediately. Let's do a quick roll call as we await the start of this presser. And you know what? Before that presser starts, which is about another 14 minutes from now, we will talk about Antonio Pierce in the press conference and everything he had to say earlier today. Let's do the quick roll call. Demokes can't get right. Anthony, excuse me, guys. Isaiah, what's good? I see a lot of you guys are going back and forth in here for a while. Oakland fans, salute. Eagletarian, Raider Gerald. Havoc, what's good? Jay Raider, Vixen, what's good? Ben Bad, salute. The Postman, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. Raider Girl, what's good? Raider Clan, Big Mo, Eric Kwan, V, Lou, and I think that's and Garel. I think we got everyone so far. So yes, let's talk about this. The press conference that happened earlier this afternoon. And one of the first questions that were asked was in regards to JPJ playing at right guard. This is what he had to say.
Everybody, there's more thought into that. It'll show probably this week.
Coach, how was the meeting with the player? I know you can't share too much.
So leave that one alone. So pretty much it was questioned in terms of JPJ playing right guard as opposed to the left guard position, where we've seen it being very, very weak with Whitehair and Andres Pete. There is something a little later on during the presser that he brings up in terms of JPJ that I think will leave a lot of you guys very much excited going into this week 4 matchup against the Cleveland Browns. Just give me a thumbs up so I know you guys can hear the audio loud and clear, no problems, whatever. Make sure that you can hear the effects as they happen as well. Appreciate everybody that's in here so far. And again, we're waiting for the newest edition, the latest edition of As the Shield Turns. Moving on, talking about our defense and how much of a challenge it is for our defense playing without Max Crosby. This is what he had to say.
The team this week.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that going into last week. I mean, but at the end of the day, man, listen. Max gave us everything he has. He's done that each and every week since I've been here. As I watched when I was watching from afar, you can never question, his passion, his desire, and his will to win for the Raiders organization. That just needs to be matched amongst the rest of the team and the defense. And I think this is, another week for a great opportunity for guys to step up with Max, and we'll see what happens.
So I'm wondering right now, as you guys saw me and Graf do our live on Monday, that pretty much our hangover show, our coffee and canteen. Does that mean that they are going to sit out Max Crosby this coming week? Again, the injury report should be released after this press conference, so we will give you. Ooh, that hurt. We will give you guys the most up-to-date injury report as it happens, but knowing that he was battling with the injury, a lot of people talked about it after week 2, that he was limping after the win against the Ravens. And we saw him come out a lot last Sunday. Are they going to potentially sit him this coming week? Time will tell. Moving on, the next step for Tyree Wilson. I want to make sure I have this right. Let me get there.
again, man, reps. He just hasn't played a lot of football. Here 1 week, not here the next week for 2 weeks, and we get him back. Limited reps, so it'll be really good. Practice is really good for him. The more practice reps we can get for him, the more he's comfortable in the game, the more he sees it. It's muscle memory and it's also visual memory, right? So the more he sees that, the better he'll become and the better player he'll be.
So there you go as it pertains to Tyree Wilson. Again, I know a lot of people have been already wanting to put him on the cutting board and say he's done, he's washed, he's a bust, da-da-da-da-da. Remember year one, he was coming off of an injury, wasn't around for OTAs, wasn't really there throughout the preseason, showed up the very last week, was thrown to the Wolves with the whole situation with Chandler Jones, and was rotated around more on the interior after the firing of Josh McDaniels. You saw him a lot more on the interior. This season, during the preseason, and some of these first few games, you've seen him on the edge. So you heard what AP said, more reps, more reps, more reps. It's the only way he's going to be able to acclimate and adjust to the speed at the next level of the NFL. Salute Leaky, salute Adam, salute Daniel Caps. I see more and more people are coming on in. Salute to everybody that's in here. DeMarcus, Miller, Parham, James, JPJ Glaze. DeMarcus, we're going to talk about it as we get further into this live. Definitely appreciate you pulling on up. Raider Nation, Drew, our defensive line was projected to be our strength, but with injuries, it has become our detriment. Thinking about that the other day, I'm going to highlight this actually real quick. Salute to you, Raider Nation, Drew. I thought about this the other day. Like, we talked about our defense. We talked about our defensive line, and so many guys are down right now. So definitely it's really hurting us right now. We had talked about potentially signing Yannick in the absence of Kuntz, which, for those that don't know, a couple days ago it was announced he was done for the season. We pretty much came out with that, me and Joe, during the live. I believe it was after week 2 that Kuntz was going to be out for the season. Yannick Ngakoue we talked about. Yannick Ngakoue is now on the practice squad back with Baltimore, so that's off the shelf. J-Rob, we talked about numbers via PFF the other day, and his numbers on that edge are abysmal. So I don't know what they're doing in terms of, are they looking to see who's available? Are they looking to potentially make some type of trade for somebody that could fill that void right now on the edge? But again, still need to give Tyree that work. Let him get the reps. Let him try to put his work into the best of his ability right now. Now, one thing that we've talked about over and over again is our run game scheme. Salute to Taino. I see Taino's in the building. Salute. I believe he is. Talking about the run game scheme. This is what AP had to say.
When it comes to a run game, is it more changing a scheme? Is it more just practicing what you already do, getting them better at what they do, or do you actually look at the scheme itself?
Yeah, well, you always got to start the scheme and how you're coaching and how you're coaching the technique throughout the week. And what are you showing the players? Are you hitting, the top 3 runs, top 5 runs? Are you showing everything that they do, right? At the end of the day, most teams don't have a plethora of runs, right? There's a handful of runs, and you know that going into the game, which you need to stop. Now, there's adjustments that need to be made because schematically, you might say, look, this is a better front versus or coverage to bring a safety down or bring a pressure. But I think it goes into a little bit of both when you ask that question. It's scheme, it's technique, it's players, and there's adjustments.
There you have it in regards to the running backs, or the running scheme, rather. Like, look, we have seen this offensive line play not even up to their highest quality. You've seen Colton Miller getting dog walked, and we're going into a matchup, and this is what we've talked about going into this season, especially with Gardner Minshew as a starting quarterback, that you wanted a guy that's mobile. You want a guy that's mobile. You don't want a guy that's necessarily running for his life every single play. Now insert the Cleveland Browns with one of the elite edge rushers in the league in Myles Garrett. I don't want to say this and sound like an ass, but at the way things have gone these first couple of weeks, Colton Miller again might be in for a very, very long day. We shall see what happens. Now they moved on to something that a lot of you have brought up in the chat over several weeks now in terms of our blocking game. Here's what they had to say.
How would you, Antonio, describe that growth, that learning curve then going from the power to mostly the zone this year?
Say it one more time.
How would you describe that learning curve going from
Oh, yeah.
from change this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're watching it firsthand. You guys are seeing it, right? It's a learning curve, and we're still going through the process. And at the end of the day, you can be a scheme team, you can be a player-driven team, you can be what works team, and we need to become what works.
So I'm going to stop that one right there. Those in the chat, what exactly is it that worked for our run game last year? I just want to see one person put it in the chat. What type of blocking by our offensive line helped our run game succeed? I'm waiting. I'm sorry for the dead air, but I'm waiting. I want to see what somebody says in the chat. Thank you, Demokes. Thank you, Can't Get Right. You want to use what works. Why are we not going back to power? If that's what worked on the offensive line last year for our running backs to succeed, for a guy like Zamir White to rush for over 100 yards in his 4 starts, why would you not go back to power? You could look, we don't have a fullback on this team, but we do have a fullback on this team. We have Barack Bowers. Put him in at the fullback every once in a while. Why the hell not? And ladies and gentlemen, the latest installment of As the Shield Turns is running. Appreciate everybody that's in here. We have 163 in here. Do me a favor, guys, if you haven't already. Smash some thumbs, hammer that sub, crush the bell. Top right corner, you see it. 9259. Look, there's got to be some new people in here today. Let's try to run this up to 9,300 by the end of this live. And the second Gardner Minshew or Davante Adam takes to the podium, we will bring it to you live. No interruptions. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all that are in here right now. Seen quite a few people say we don't even have the personnel for power anymore. Is that just hogwash? I feel that it is. And again, there's some more. I'm sorry, guys. There's some more in this press conference that you guys are going to hear that may excite you, may give you guys hope, especially going into our second straight home game. And salute to the new subscriber, whoever it was, because I don't see anything else on the screen, but I appreciate you. You guys might be somewhat excited or somewhat optimistic going into this week 4 matchup, our second home game in a row against Cleveland. So now they flipped and talked about an attacking offense, and this is what AP had to say.
Yeah, well, you always got to start the scheme and how you're coaching and how you're coaching the technique throughout the week. And what are you showing the players? Are you hitting, the top 3 runs, top 5 runs? Are you showing everything that they do, right? At the end of the day, most teams don't have a plethora of runs, right? There's a handful of runs, and
Wrong one. Sorry, guys.
Sticks when they're trying to attack.
That's a little bit of execution too. We're not drawing too many plays where we're short of sticks. So, you call a play, you got to execute it as well. A little bit of both.
So you're talking about not like you don't plan on being always short of the sticks, right? We talked about this on Monday. First down, you're not getting positive yards. More times than not, it's no gain. You're losing a yard, you're losing 2. If you get positive yards, it's 1, maybe 2 yards. 3.5, 4, cool. 2nd and 6. You get 5 yards, 2nd and 5. But you're not getting the positive yards that you should be getting on first downs. And this is why your drives go to shit so quickly. And you pretty much are hitting the panic button and forcing ill-advised throws, or you don't trust this. You don't trust this process right now. You don't trust this system right now to where, 3rd and short, we're just going to run it and hope to God that it works. 4th down conversions have been god-awful. So you have to make it work on first down, first and foremost. Talking about next man up, as we do know that safety Marcus Epps is out for the season. Here's what he had to say. Oh, never mind. Uncle Rico's at the podium.
Shoot, man. Can't beat ourselves, got to come out with more energy. But hats off to them. They played a good game, didn't make mistakes, and we didn't play well enough, But I think everybody that's ever played has lost, I think we're ready to get back on the horse and give it another try this week.
everybody up to Antonio has talked about coming into the game. It felt good, but then after that first drive, things just didn't feel right. When you guys feel that, how hard is it to get going again at that point?
Yeah, no, obviously it's tough. But I think that's something you build as a team. You build that belief that no matter what's going to happen, you're going to find a way to win. And I mean, I felt like we had that kind of through the game. Even when we scored that, touchdown to make it 15 to whatever. I think everybody still had like energy. Like, hey, why not? Let's keep taking chances. But I think that's what the great teams do, man. The great teams are able to, whatever the adversity, whatever the situation, are going to believe they're going to win and find a way. That's what we got to do.
Hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
But do you think it could be a case of, opening it up in the pass more could actually help the run, use the pass to set up the run going forward?
Maybe so, man. Maybe so. Yeah, no, I think we're going to look at a lot of different ways to open up the run game. That helps offense so much. And we got some great backs, man. We got to give them opportunity. So whatever we got to do to help them out, we're going to do it.
Is it too early in the season for the players to kind of just talk about what happened there and kind of reset? Or is that something where you just wipe the game away and go to the next week?
No, I mean, you always have to learn from what you did, on tape. And I think, you learn from it, and then 24 hours you move on. Like, there's going to be bad on the tape. There's going to be good on the tape, no matter win, loss, whatever. You have to take what you can learn and, kind of ditch the rest.
The two games you guys have lost this season, it was, you lost the turnover battle as well with those two losses. Can you just talk about, just as a total offense, what you guys think you could do to, continue to keep the ball?
Yeah, no, a lot of that's on me. I think I've had like 4 of our 5 turnovers or whatever this year. I have to do a better job. If I take care of the ball, we're usually going to be all right. That's going to be a big emphasis for us this week.
Gardner, it seems like a lot of the third down passes have been thrown short of the sticks. We asked AP about it earlier today. He said it's more so about execution. Obviously, you're not running the routes, but how do you think your teammates can fix that?
Man, I think that's a combination of a lot of things. They had some good calls on our third downs this week where our primary was covered and, had to move on and didn't execute it well enough there. So hats off to them. And then, man, we just got to, make plays, keep us on the field. We got to make these plays come alive, make them work. And that starts with me. And I got to do a better job of keeping us on the field.
Gardner, obviously, idealistically, you want to get the run going and you want to pass down the field. But this week we saw you get out of the pocket and, extend that play. You're so close to the first down, too. But how did that feel? And do you think you're going to be working a little bit more to being able to do those types of things and extend the play?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a big part of the game nowadays is being able to create that second play, off the initial play. If you have an opportunity where things are covered downfield to get out and run, get what you can, that's a big part of it. And I think that can help us that way. Or extending the plays to find our guys downfield, kind of like more like the Baltimore game. I think that's going to be very important for us, and just learning to do that when the progression's not there and, not before that.
What do you see on tape from Cleveland's defense so far?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's Coach Schwartz, man. He's always been one of the, best defense coordinators in the league. Their scheme's super solid. They got good players at all levels, man. So they present a challenge. They're very disciplined in their rules. So, I mean, we're going to have to bring our A game and just get the ball to our guys.
What kind of challenges?
Obviously, the one, that gets a lot of the hype that comes as advertised.
Yeah, no, I mean, you watch, like, my tape against him last year. He, pretty much beat us. He's really, really good. So we got to do whatever we can to hold him up.
Yeah. 2 guys who are rookies who were on the offensive line this past week, Jackson and DJ Blaze. Can you just talk about how you felt those 2 players did in particular, and what do you think as a quarterback you can kind of tell them to help them out as they move forward?
Yeah, man, I thought they did a great job of coming in and just not
appreciate you, Taino. Thank you, brother.
They were in, focused on their job, ready to go. Man, I couldn't have asked more. A great presence in the huddle. Just continue to talk to those guys, to communicate with the rest of the line. That's always a struggle early on, but man, those guys are going to be really good for us, and we're going to need that whole group at O-line to win.
As a quarterback, how much do you notice the different combinations that are coming in? Because I think right now it's already been 4 different combinations of guys have gone out there for you through 3 games.
Yeah, you notice a little bit. I mean, the huddle just feels a little different, just different personalities. But, man, honestly, I think we've done a good job. Whoever stepped in has executed, played within the scheme, and we just got to continue to get better at that. Thank you.
All right, so there you have it. You just had, there we go. I see him running on the screen now, and y'all see it at the top. Smash some thumbs, hammer that sub, crush the bell, y'all. So we are waiting now for Davante Adams to come to the podium, but we are going to continue to talk about AP's press conference from earlier this afternoon. And the next one up is in terms of the next man mentality, knowing that safety Marcus Epps is done for the season. This is what he had to say.
Last week you said Thursday was one of the best.
Nope, that wasn't it. See, I knew I had that wrong. Here we go. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think over the last 3 years or so now for him, he's played over 200 plus snaps on defense, played a lot as a rookie at a lot of different positions. We moved him around, and last year did the same thing. Filled in. I remember the first game where we had him in a package against Miami Dolphins. First play of the second half, he intercepted the ball, and he's been around the ball quite a bit. Really good special teams player, and he's really been that third safety for us. So there's been roles for him. Either hasn't shown up in the game or in practice that we've repped a lot. So we feel very confident, to be honest, with Isaiah. Thought he was ready to take the next step this year anyway, but we really felt good with Marcus Epps and Trayvon that, okay, we got two solid starters there. Now, obviously, with the injury with Marcus, next man up mentality. But again, there's no flinching, no blinking. Really feel confident about what Isaiah could do going forward and looking forward to him today in practice.
How much does that?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Isaiah Palmau on the field. I'm really excited to see him pretty much take over in the safety room and really make a name for himself now that we did lose Marcus Epps for the season. You heard what AP said in terms of he's been out there, gotten about over 200 snaps in his first few years in the league with us. He's rotated in as a third safety at times as well. This is definitely a guy that can help bolster up this safety room, especially with the play of Trayvon Merrick this year. Marcus Epps hasn't been that solid either, considering both of those guys were a top 10 safety tandem in the league last season. And for them to kind of fall off the way they have these first 3 weeks of the season, it's definitely been disappointing. But let's see what he will do for us in terms of Isaiah Palmau starting this coming Sunday. Another one that's going to raise some eyebrows, something that I'm not even going to talk about. I want you guys to hear the question, and I think this is going to cause some mass hysteria in the chat right now when you guys hear this. So just take a listen to the question and take a listen to what how AP responded.
This season, you're going to build on last season's chemistry and spirit of core, and part of that chemistry, I thought, was you working with Champ Kelly from the GM standpoint. I'm wondering, has that had any impact this season? You not having that relationship that you had last year with the GM, that from the outside it seemed like you guys really clicked.
Give me the initial question though. Like, what do you say? Me and South don't get along? I'm trying to.
What impact has had not having Champ here after you guys seem to be clicking?
Oh no, I talk to Champ every day. To be honest, I talk to Champ every day. I talk to Selesco every day. I talk to everybody in our personnel department every day. I'm gonna talk to everybody in the building every day if I see you. So there's no lack of communication, lack of chemistry, or anything like that. No, we're fine. I mean, we all have our roles, and you got to play your role.
You had mentioned
right away, and this is what we talk about a lot when we're doing shows. This is what we talk about when we bring you guys content. We don't try to cause a divide. We don't try to cause mass hysteria. We don't try to cause any type of drama. And you heard that reporter ask, is there tension between AP and GM Tom Telesco? It's scary to hear this because we just had this conversation. We just had this conversation the other day in terms of pretty much we had the thumbnails, the blame game. And we're thinking like, well, you saw this situation that was somewhat similar in terms of the head coach and GM relationship as it pertained to Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. Ziegler wanted CJ Stroud. McDaniels did not. Ultimately, McDaniels, no, we don't have CJ Stroud, obviously. So thinking about this now, Jaden Daniels was an AP guy. We put it out there the other day in terms of why Josh Jacobs is no longer here. And this time the roles were reversed. AP wanted his guy. Move up in the draft, get Jaden Daniels, future for our franchise. Telesco? No. Here we are without a quarterback in this draft. Here we are without a play caller for the future as a result of now the GM not wanting this, but our head coach wanting it, and it would be something that would help solidify his job as well. Am I wrong? I don't think so. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Narratives by the mainstream media. Yep. I just want to see the team that comes out every week and is consistent. Why is that so bleeping hard? Ugdies, appreciate you pulling up first off. Guess it's as good as mine. Dirty Eric, salute, man. D Cookie. Wait, he's in here? Where? He's in here? I don't see Graf, but Graf, salute, bro. I don't see you in the chat though, but okay. Let me get back to it. And this is actually almost done, and we're still waiting for Davante Adams to step up to the podium. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all that are in here right now. Here's another one that I said this might actually give you guys a little bit of hope. So this is what he had to say in terms of a rookie offensive lineman. I think you know who he is, so I'm not even going to say the name.
Yes, he did.
Is there an update on Thayer Mumford and his health?
He won't practice today.
Miles get report. On Thayer Mumford and his health.
His film, do you feel like, quick question, Antonio, about JPJ. After watching his film, do you feel like he did enough to earn more time?
Yes, he did.
There you have it. There you have it. So I'm looking at it from the standpoint that, yeah, he got some work in replacement of Dylan Parham. They said Dylan Parham had been dealing with a foot injury. It was pretty much like, why didn't you put JBJ at the right guard position when Whitehair and Pete have pretty much been, I don't even want to say subpar, because subpar isn't even, no, they've been well below average. They watched the film on him. Has he earned more reps? Has he earned playing time? Miller, Parham, like it should have been from the start of this season. James, JPJ, you heard Mumford didn't practice today, so probably Glaze going into this Sunday. Thumbs up emojis if you're down. Thumbs down if you're not with that. But I'm projecting, and I think right now, as it stands, that is what should be our starting offensive line, especially going into this week. How come nobody told AP that Dalton was playing? Oh my God, stop. We don't have a choice right now with James. So James is in there, Daniel. When is Meredith coming in for Whitehair? Yeah, we have not seen Meredith out there. At least I haven't. Can we put JPJ at left guard, Parham back at right guard, and Glaze at right tackle? We could do that too, but like from what you just heard, from what I just played, it seems like you're going to see JPJ at right guard, and you're going to have Parham back at left guard where he was last season. So I don't know. Can we do more than 2 to 3 yards of carry next game? Thank you, 609. Bro, we're in the same boat with this, man. We're definitely in the same boat with this, and I want to see Madison carry more of the load. Pause if necessary, but he really needs to be our lead running back right now. Last but not least, just so the people that started the chat, and I already see, you know what? This is perfect for Demokes. This is for you, my guy.
We had asked about the quarterback situation. You said there was conversations that you still were going to have.
No, I think what I said, I need to give with the players and evaluate the film. So there's no issue. Gardner Minshew is the quarterback.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So there you have it. That was a presser from earlier today. And yeah, you just heard it. Minshew is our starting quarterback moving forward. So let's stop. Look, we saw what happened at the tail end. We saw Aiden O'Connell come in. Aiden O'Connell did his thing. He had a touchdown pass and a conversion, both to Jacoby Myers. So Minshew's our starter this coming Sunday, guys. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to hear it or not, that was a decision that was made. That is our starting quarterback this coming Sunday. Let me just take a look and see if we have any updates right now. You just heard that Mumford did not practice today. So I'm going to double check with some of these reporters, see if we have anything yet. Check with Paul first. Salute to Paul Gutierrez. No. And I have a feeling that we're probably not going to see this for like another couple of minutes, or pretty much after the end of this press conference is probably when we will see the most updated injury report as it stands right now. So salute to the 278 we have in here. I'm loving it. Oh, just went up 281. Those new in here, you see it top right corner. This way, my bad, whatever. 9264. Let's try to get to 9300 by the end of this live. I don't know how doable it is, but if you haven't already, for those that are coming on in, do me a favor. Smash some thumbs, hammer that sub, crush the bell. We are watching the latest of installment of As the Shield Turns. Waiting for Davante Adams to take to the podium. Our weekly Wednesday presser. You guys know, what is this? 3 years we've been covering the pressers, and always the Wednesdays is always our quarterback, our star quarterback, or our starting quarterback rather. I'm sorry, and our star receiver in Davante Adams. So, D Cookie, appreciate you. So as soon as Tay takes to the podium, we will have it for you in its entirety. I appreciate everybody that's in here right now. Emma, I'm about to. Oh my God. Chill, bro. Chill. Ultimately, we're on the road to 10K by season's end. I would love to be at 15K. That would be a huge accomplishment, a huge milestone. And I'm trying to be as consistent with you guys as much as I possibly can be. So appreciate everybody in here. Appreciate all your support. It doesn't grow without each and every single one of y'all. And that definitely didn't sound right. So yeah.
Hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
Salute to everybody on the other platforms. Again, Facebook, X, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. You guys want to be part of the conversation, come on over to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today, or just search Hammer's House in the search bar. It'll bring you right here. Hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. You guys want to support me the way you see Taino has been with the 10 memberships. The best way to support the channel, the best way to keep the lights on in here, hit that link at the top of the chat to join the membership. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all that are in here with us today. Gardner Minshew plays too much like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's not playing right now. That was another thing we kind of talked about a little bit the other day in regards to the blame game. Getsy's offense and what that offense was doing in Chicago, which, funny enough, their run game was not too bad. But everybody was pointing fingers back and forth. Was it Getsy or was it Fields? Granted, Fields has a really solid offense in Pittsburgh. They always seem to have a good, solid defense, which they always seem to have year in and year out under Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. They're 3-0. He hasn't put up a whole bunch of numbers. They're not putting up a lot of points, but he's executing the way that team needs to be executing and getting wins right now. Getsy, on the other hand, offensive line, again, changing the scheme. They definitely should revert to power, considering power is what worked for them last year. But who am I? What do I know, right? And again, salute to Taino gifting 10 memberships during this live, and welcome to the family, to the brand new members. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all. HC, what's good? Hammer is a smoother dude, dropping news, graphic B on one and wasted on his soapbox, but it's all love for all of y'all, what y'all do. Cookie, I appreciate you, man. We all bring something different to the table, and that's the one thing. At times, a lot, when it comes to me, it wasted more times than not. We see eye to eye on a lot of things as it pertains to football, because both of us played the same defensive positions growing up, and we understand certain aspects and standpoints. So a lot of times, more than not, me and him are always eye to eye, and that's the one thing we hate, because when we do shows, it's like then it becomes Seinfeld, where we have nothing to talk about. It's the show about nothing, and when do we know that it's over? So, but salute to my guys, and again, appreciate everybody that pulled up to Bar A last Sunday. Graf coming on out, Big Mike coming all the way out from Cali, and of course Wasted, and salute to Raider Honcho. I know you guys were definitely surprised and probably a couple of y'all probably fell out of your chairs watching our live on Sunday. But salute to him as well. And we definitely are gonna link up a little bit more. Like me and him are practically neighbors. I will actually try to go to one of his high school football games as well. He's already told me that there's a sideline pass waiting for me. So I haven't watched high school football in a very long time, besides seeing the highlights of my little cousins doing their Dougie in Florida right now. But I'm definitely going to take a drive and catch one of his games in the near future. So salute to each and every single one of them. Again, salute to Hanjo as well for pulling on up on us. And just great time. Just sucks that we lost. That was the only thing. Run numbers were inflated. Most of those numbers were field scrambling on broken plays. Loso, valid ass point, my guy. Valid ass point. Let me see if this one works now. There you go. You just nailed that one. Salute to S Dot on the $20. 2022 Denver Broncos versus Las Vegas Raiders Week 4 highlights. Watch it 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. We have a 6-man offensive line with a fullback. All daylight. You'll see it. What offense styles make Zeus a beast? Screenshot. S Dot, when I get the opportunity, I'm gonna take a look at that. Or if you can screen record that and send that on one of the social media platforms, I'm all for it. And you guys can see the X one is right there on top. The bass twang sound. Former player myself, only made NCAA. Tryouts with 2 arena teams on a tryout with the Tampa Bay Bucks, but that was as a receiver when I was a hell of a lot smaller than I am now. I was a $195 and could actually run. Salute. Giants had 7 sacks last Sunday versus the Browns. Yeah, and I saw something today, and I think you guys will see it across the bottom of the screen. I think Watson, they were talking about their offensive scheme, and Deshaun Watson pretty much said, "I'm not a running back." So yeah. What I don't understand is if you're not going to start O'Connell, then why'd you replace Garoppolo? Gardner Minshew is not better than Garoppolo. I can't even answer that. I can't even remotely attempt to answer that question. It's like the center of a Tootsie Pop. The world may never know. Realistically, that's what it feels like at this point. Like I said, certain things have set this team back a couple of years, including the decision of not going with another quarterback two drafts ago now, and we just missed on another one this past year. Like, I feel that only sets us back another year at least. We see the blueprint around the league, at least for some of these teams that have these quarterbacks on rookie contracts. We're seeing what Houston is doing right now with their blueprint, with CJ Stroud and the weapons he has around him, both offensively and defensively. Diggs apparently is already throwing tantrums because he's not getting the ball enough in Houston. Who's to say this dude's on the final year of his contract? They could always trade his ass before the trade deadline. And no, I'm not saying the Raiders need to go and get him, because I definitely don't want to deal with that diva. I'm good. Pirate Gang. Y'all know, for those that are new in here, yeah, you put an emoji in the chat, the emojis start floating around the entire screen. So welcome on in for those that are new in here. Whose thumbs on the keyboard will say anything? Wait, what? What are you talking about? People just be saying that. I don't even know what I missed, so I'm glad I didn't. Don't start with that. Is that emoji doing a dab? That's what that looked like. Hug these. Yeah, I'm telling you now, bro. We're going to have problems. I hate you. They need to trade Mayer for an offensive lineman. Lance, what offensive lineman would you try to get in a trade for Michael Mayer? I wouldn't do that, dude. Yo, I hate you, dude. Yo, I'm so done. I'm so done. There's certain ones I'm going to make sure to get rid of so you guys can't do that. Y'all are too much. As of now, are we buying or sellers by the trade deadline? Taino, with this rate, that's a great question. I see Graf is in the building now. I didn't see him before. Salute to Big Bro. we have to get through these next couple of weeks to ultimately be like, yeah, we're buyers or sellers. But I did give you guys what my ultimate season prediction is after this past Sunday. And it ain't a good one. And if you guys missed it, you can go back. But it sucks. It really does suck that we are in the situation we are in. But you know what? You look at the team. I know this is kind of apples to oranges, but you look at a team like Baltimore. Baltimore's 1-2 right now, too. Baltimore is 1-2 now as well. So I know it's apples to oranges. They were in the AFC Championship game last year, but you have some of these teams that you think or thought were teams that were going to be playoff contenders still early in the year, and some of them are still struggling to get wins. So injuries have plagued a lot of these teams already, and just some really ass backwards performances or upsets over the first couple of weeks. So, you know what? Any given Sunday is what is always said, and that sure as hell is the truth. Salutes everybody in here. We are still waiting. We are watching the newest episode of As the Shield Turns, waiting for Davante Adams to take to the podium. It is now 5:41 on the East Coast. The presser started almost a half hour ago. He must be doing what I tell you guys to do at the end of every single show, COVID or not. He must be washing his hands and his ass, is what it is. Yeah.
Hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
At least we're not 0-3 like Cincy. Yeah, another team that everybody was so hype about and talked about the NFC North, which was a division that I did not want to remotely try to place a bet as a division winner because I thought that that division was loaded. Nope, wrong. Absolutely wrong. Actually, I'm doing this and I'm doing it the wrong way because, you know, my guy is in here. But I was definitely
Wrong. Wrong.
And you know what? You got to take it as it goes, realistically. 22:41 Mountain Time. Diva shouldn't be playing. You talking about Diggs? T-Wave salute. Still waiting. Still looking at this stupid shield. Y'all are too much, man. But I appreciate the 281 we have in here. And those new in here, if you haven't already, do me a favor. Smash them thumbs. Hammer that sub. Crush the bell. Salute to the 274 we have in the chat. Yes, you guys are in a better place. You could have been anywhere else, but you're in a much better place right now because you're not sitting looking at a screen with a shield that's going around and around and around and around. Something's got to give, man. Like, just go to the podium, say your piece. I have a feeling right now that if Tay does in fact go to the podium for this presser, it's going to be like 30 seconds and he's going to be out. Minshew was up there a decent amount of time. You heard us talk about AP and everything we were able to cover in regards to his 16-minute long press conference and some things that we can look forward to, hoping to look forward to this coming Sunday. Let me just take a look to see if the injury report has been put out yet. Looking at VIX, nothing. Let's check polls. I got one more I can check in a second. Nothing. Nope, nothing yet. I'll check maybe one or two more and just double check. Sorry for the dead air, not trying to give you guys that. Nope, the PR team came out with their weekly release though. There's still nothing out there. So I'm telling you now, there's a good chance by the end of this presser is when we will see the most updated injury report. And we'll bring it to you the second that it's released to the general public. Tired of people doing upgrade. This is what happens when you have no life. And this is what happens when you want to make somebody's life more miserable than it already is. So people got to kind of just like ignore that. And dude, you are really on one today. I'm about to, you know what? You're killing me now. Where is it? Because you're really you're really out of control right now. I really hate you. I can't even go through all this right now. Like, you're doing a whole bunch. Oh, damn it. Where'd it go? Trying to see what to get rid of because y'all are out of control right now. It's like I'm freaking dealing with children. Of course, I can't even find half of these right now. I hate y'all. No, too much. Nope. Still waiting for Davante Adams to come to the podium, which it just feels like it's not going to happen anytime soon. That one can go bye-bye. Yeah, whatever. I don't even have the energy to do this right now. Y'all way too much. Spider wide banana BS. What's the plan to beat Cleveland? Contain Watson. I have not watched any game film on him, and salute to the nearly 300 we have in here right now. Contain Watson. Like I said, I really haven't seen much film on him this season, at least. All right, hold up. Good. Now it's not active. There we go. Because y'all are out of control right now. You got to stop the run. I was actually looking at potentially picking up Jacoby Ford this week for my fantasy. My fantasy team is trash right now. I have a whole bunch of weapons, but they're not doing anything. But we have to try to figure out something in terms of this run. And like I said, the way that they're talking about JPJ is a good chance that JPJ could be starting this week, whether it being left guard or right guard. I'm here for it. Salute to the real Gary on the $2 holla. Business decisions, all BS. Yeah, they talked about it and they're keeping it in-house. They did have a player and coach meeting, I guess yesterday, but it's all being kept in-house. So unless we know people that are willing to get that type of information, there's nothing else that can be said about it right now. Yeah, I put them. Yeah, they're gone because y'all are acting out. I thought I was dealing with some grown-ups in here. Y'all are out of control, man. Lauby is our best fullback, our best running back. We talked about this on Monday. I would like to see him involved in the offense a little bit more right now. They need to activate and use him because he might be able to get more positive yards than Zamir White can. And like I said, I'm not calling him Zeus again until this dude is rushing consistently over 100 yards or getting positive yards on a consistent basis, but I can't do it no more. Bring back McFadden. No. We laugh at rules. Yo, y'all are way too much right now. I sent Watson a free. Oh, God. Hug, you're bugging, bro. Can we activate McAllister? We can, and you could utilize him back there as well. The dude has vision. The dude can move. Yes, like.
Hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
Really need to think before I say. Sell the team. Don't start that, Primos. JPJ needs to start at left guard or keep him on the right-hand side and put Parham back to left guard. And that's what we were talking about before. And that's exactly what we were talking about before. And again, still sitting here. This is when it gets annoying because we've already been on for. Never mind, Tay's there.
Coaching is about pushing buttons, trying to push buttons to motivate players. And, obviously, Antonio had some things to say after Sunday's game. Maybe that was to push some buttons. But are you curious to see how this team responds to kind of that challenge of what Antonio said on Sunday?
Yeah. I'm just curious to see how we respond in general, not just based off of what he said. Shouldn't take a coach to say, something to you to get you fired up and, motivated to turn it around. So just looking to see how the guys respond, myself included, everybody.
Of what that response is going to look like?
I don't have any expectations.
How would you characterize how the meeting went on Monday?
How would I do what?
The team meeting on Monday?
What happens in our meetings is it stays in our meeting rooms, but there was obviously a lot of accountability and a lot of discussions and different things like that, just communication in general to get on the same page.
Coach Chris talked about was in the game against the Panthers, you could tell pretty much from the first drive that it wasn't what it needed to be. He said the practice leading up to the game, were positive, so it's kind of surprised. So this week going against the Browns, what do you guys need to do as a team to make sure that energy translates from practices to the game?
Well, obviously we need to start by having good practices either way. It doesn't always translate to the game. you hope that it does, but it doesn't always work that way. But you got to start with a good lay, a good foundation for the week, and then follow it up with the communication and execution on game day.
So it shouldn't take a coach sometimes to have to push those buttons, and by the same token, it probably shouldn't take leaders like yourself to have to push buttons to your teammates as well. But that is part of the job of being a leader. And how much responsibility do you take in kind of speaking up in moments like this?
I mean, just as much as a coach. It's the best teams from back when Troy Aikman, whoever was playing, it's always been the players. The player-led teams are the ones that do the best in my mind, and that's how you sustain it. You can have a coach, or your dad yelling at you, but anytime your brother gets on you, it's going to be a little bit different. So, got to find a way to dig deep, and sometimes you need a little extra motivation from your brother. That's normal. You would hope that everybody could come out motivated and ready to play, but if that's not the case, that's why you got your brothers next to you to pick you up.
Every game is a seed unto itself, Davante. But coming into this, how important is this one to rebound? Not just because it's the fourth game of the year, but based off of what you guys looked like the last time out.
Yeah, I mean, it's every game you in currently is the most important one, obviously, as we all know. But having a game like that, where it's a game in our minds, and I think a lot of people's minds, similar to the Baltimore losing to us. Everybody had us winning that game, especially after coming out and playing the way we did the previous week and finishing that one at least. So, yeah, we gotta figure out what it takes to come back and bounce back this week. I know everybody's determined and has it in their mind and got a bad taste in our mouth. So we gotta put the work in right now so that we can do it on Sunday.
Hey, as a veteran, how do you stay mentally strong and make sure that all of
Hey,
the
no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
strong as you to move forward?
Yeah, you just got to keep reminding them and display your strength and confidence. Sometimes people got to see that, whether it's the way you walk around or the way you talk or, your ability to bounce back after not, playing great or whatever the case may be. So I think there's nobody that's played great in these first three games on our team, myself included. So we got to find a way to, keep that confidence strong and high. And we got a lot of guys that have done it for a long time and have made plays that can remind some of the younger guys that maybe their confidence slips in moments like this. So it's obviously my job as one of the leaders and probably the most experienced person on this team to come out and show what that looks like.
I know you said nobody's played great, but I know you've taken a lot of pride in Trey's development. What's it like to see him have some success on the field?
Well, when I say play great, I mean you can go out there and give effort, but just because you're playing as hard as Max does, if Max don't end up winning tackles, I mean, is that playing great? Just the way we look at it, it's about production. So at the end of the day, when I say that, I mean, I don't think Trey's maximized what he can do either. He's made the most of his opportunities for sure, but there's always another gear we can tap into. But Trey and there's a handful of guys that I feel like that have come out this year and with the opportunity that they've had, they've converted and done a pretty good job. But there's always more.
Offensively, how important is it for you guys to get the running game going so that you guys could even have more success passing game?
Yeah, I mean, it goes like that sometimes. Sometimes it goes, the opposite way, where you can maybe pass it to open up the run, and so it just depends on the approach we take week to week, and everybody just doing their job.
You guys are still searching for them?
Yeah, I mean, balance. I'm not like balance is, in my opinion. No, I'm not even going. Never mind. It's important to be an efficient football team, no matter what vehicle you use to control your offense.
It's too early to start looking at standings, and I'm not necessarily saying this as it applies to you guys, but when you do look at the standings and you see like there's just a lot of teams that are 0-3, 1-2. There's very few teams that are just decidedly dominating right now.
Yeah.
Has that been the case throughout your career, or do you feel like it's gotten a little bit? The parity has gotten a little bit closer as the years have gone.
Well, I don't know if it says the years have gone, but it's definitely you've seen a lot of difference over the course of each season. I think it kind of changes. I think can't remember what year it is, but probably like somewhere toward the middle of my 11. I think there was like 6 teams undefeated through like the first 6 games or something like that. It was maybe even like 4 years ago or something like that. But so you have some of that, but then you have years like this where and that don't mean that a team that's 1-2 right now can't end up, with 13 wins at the end of the year. It's all about how you do in that game. And, taking advantage of every opportunity. That's why we don't want to do this, so we don't have to make up. I feel like I've said that 100 times now, but that's why we want to come out a little stronger and quicker so we can build up a little bit of a cushion.
Last week, it seemed like a lot of the third down passes were thrown short of the sticks. We asked AP about it. He said it was an execution issue. I know it's not a Davante Adams issue, but how do you think you guys can fix that?
Fix what
short of the sticks in third down conversions, really.
Versus you saying doing like corrected, meaning throw past the sticks? Well, I mean, that's not the name of the game is get the first down. So sometimes it's going to be put the ball in Tay's hand and see if he can go get a few extras. So, it's not necessarily going to be on the call every time. I like to think that, obviously if it's a zone coverage and I get the ball short, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But if I get the ball in man coverage and I'm short, that's, I take that, at least the way I look at it is my, the coaches and, play caller, that's them saying I'll take 17 over what they got going. So sometimes it's not the best idea, but sometimes you got to throw it short and go get it just based off of what you presented with on defense.
Okay, obviously you don't want a game like Sunday ever, but having it so early on in the season, is that kind of like a reality, like snap, kind of like a reset, or more so like just having an opportunity to see more of the mistakes that you can correct?
Yeah, I mean, it can. It's just all depends on the, your approach to it. It's definitely you can look at it like that. I think this team, we have to look at it like that for sure right now. I think look at it as a blessing. It's something that happened now, like you said, versus, week before it's time to try to get in the playoffs or some, later in the season situation where you think you got to figure it out and then it all just crumbles like that. That can mess with your psyche and, the team's mental a little bit. But yeah, I think right now it's something we can use to snap back out of it, similar to the Vikings and then turn around to the Chargers game last year. And I'm not saying we're putting up 60, but that's the mindset is to come out hot and, make the corrections that we didn't do last week.
And 60 is the goal.
I mean, 100 is the goal, but we'll see what happens.
Here's called Miles Garrett scary in the game record. Just when you see him and what he can do to an offense, what your thoughts?
I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. I mean, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. So that's I'm not even, it is what it is. I mean, he's one of the best to do it at his position. He's the most like Max Crosby that I've seen as far as play style and effort and ability, bendiness and motor, all of that stuff. So he's got it all. I think he should have been playing in the 80s, honestly, but he's a great player. So he's somebody that you definitely got to take note for and, know where he's at on the field at all times.
Sure, I know. Scoring's kind of down in the league so far through the season, and numbers in the passing game are down too. Anything you're seeing in your games or just league wide that why that is early on?
Everybody's just trying to figure it out. I think defenses typically get rolling a little bit sooner, and I feel like defense. I could be making this up, but just based off my observation, I feel like there's less turnover on defense as far as coordinators and coaches as well too. So like our situation, we coming in with a new coordinator and new offense, and we got carryover from the and our defense is looking a lot better than our offense right now. So that's how it goes, and sometimes it takes a little bit more time to find a rhythm. It's harder to move it than stop it. As far as we just got to figure out what we got to do and hopefully be on the other side of that.
Sure, I know who you're going to say is going to win the game, but what's your prediction? UNLV, Fresno State this weekend.
What's your prediction? That's what I'm more. I got my boys, man. I'm hoping that I can go check it out and go watch them and support them out there. But I got my dogs. I don't know about the score, but we just got to get it done.
Quarterback? Still have your quarterback?
Do I still have my quarterback? Oh, that was a thing? Oh, I didn't know that. We got our I guess we got the one up on you right now. We'll see.
Thank you, Tim.
So you guys have it. Davante Adams, Gardner Minshew, our weekly Wednesday press conference. I appreciate there's over 300 in the room right now. Do me a favor if you guys haven't already and you see it on the top right. I keep doing that, whatever. Smash some thumbs, hammer that sub, crush the bell, boys and girls. We are on a bunch of platforms. Come on over to YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 9,300. 10K is a goal. Season's end is 15K. I know it's a lot, but I think we can do it. Appreciate everybody that pulled on up. We've been on for a little over an hour. I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all that pulled on up for this live today. I do want to try to get back on either tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to try to get Joe on. He's handling a lot of business right now with his with Franchise Sports Media right now. So I'll try to get him on the phone, see if we can do something either tomorrow or Friday. And then, of course, this coming Sunday, 3:45, I think we have the start. It is our second straight home game. Cleveland Browns come to Vegas to play our Las Vegas Raiders. Scoreboard's already done. You already saw it was scheduled on YouTube. So make sure to pull on up. 3:45 Eastern, 12:45 Pacific time this coming Sunday. Me and Graf, as always, live play-by-play, full coverage of the game, and probably the press conference as well, as long as we walk away with a win this coming Sunday. But I don't think there's much else to say. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID or not, you should always remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, y'all. And as always, of course, on my New York, shh. Uh-oh, that ain't it. Peace, love, and positivity. And our new way of ending the show. I think you guys will enjoy this one.
Who the fuck is that guy?
That ain't it. This goes to show I'm really burnt out now. But yeah, let's try that again. It doesn't want to work now.
And when I leave, come together like butt cheeks.
Till next time, y'all. We out.